Good morning, everybody. So today we are going to go over last week's activities. So the essential question last week was, what were the motivating factors of exploration, and then what impact did that have on your natives? So if you remember, those three motivating factors were glory, gold, and God. Now, also, if you remember, God, the Protestant Reformation had happened. Martin Luther had talked about his 95 Theses. So they're trying to spread Protestantism. They're also trying to spread Catholicism because Catholicism now has less members in the church. So, in general, Christianity was one of the reasons for exploration. And then we have gold. So, gold is more so equated with wealth, and all countries want to be very wealthy. And then, of course, glory. So, the more natural resources or raw materials that you have, land, those things they're going to allow the country to become very powerful and wealthy. And that's what countries want. They want to be glorified. And so the mother country wants to be glorified as being very strong, very wealthy. And so glory is going to be that third G for exploration. Now, with these reasons for exploration, we're also going to see that it did impact the natives of the New World. When explorers and other Europeans first began arriving in the New World, there became a system of exchange known as the Columbian Exchange. Now, in the beginning, this exchange was peaceful and friendly. The New World gave many different items to the Old World. So if you remember, the New World is going to be North and South America. The Old World is going to be Europe, and it's also going to include Africa. Okay? So the New World gave items such as avocados, chocolate, tomatoes, turkeys, tobacco, potatoes, both sweet potatoes, red and white potatoes, corn, and so much more. The Old World, as you can see, gave cattle, sheep, horses, pigs, onions, wheat, oats, rice. The Old World also gave natives new technology. This new technology was in the form of a written alphabet and improved farming techniques and, of course, weapons. The Old World was much more advanced in their technology. The New World's weapons were made out of iron, which was very soft metal. And of course, the natives also had subsistence farming, which subsistence farming just means that you farm enough for your family to survive. Notice that within the exchange of the Americas and Europe, we also see that the New World sent things to Africa, such as potatoes, corn, peanuts, and cassava. Cassava is a root, so kind of like a potato. And then Africa sent to the New World sugarcane, coffee, bananas, and unfortunately, slaves also were sent from Africa, along with yellow fever. Now, if you remember, the Old World also gave smallpox, measles, and influenza. So, once the Columbian Exchange began happening between the Old World and the New Worlds, we're going to see that the explorers and the settlers began wanting more and taking more. They wanted more food, they wanted more land. In Europe, owning land meant that you were very wealthy. In the New World, land was shared by everyone, it didn't belong to any one person. This led to very hostile friendships and fighting. Fighting was not the main reason for the reduction in population, though. If you remember, Europeans brought with them the smallpox, the measles, the flu on those blankets. Because once the Europeans found out that these diseases would just ravage the natives, they began giving these blankets as gifts riddled with those diseases. So these diseases allowed the Europeans to take over the native areas without losing many of their own people. Now, once we see that more settlers are coming, now they're forming colonies, they're going to see how profitable the New World could actually be. You're going to see entrepreneurs and proprietors begin making the voyage across the ocean in search of new business ventures. So you're going to, in the coming activities, talk about the Virginia Company, the Massachusetts Bay Colony Company. These colonies were settled by people escaping religious persecution or those who just wanted to have their own business. Once in the New World, they found that the mother country, so over in the Old World, the mother country was taking advantage of them. So the New World is going to provide raw materials, and then these raw materials are going to be sent back to the Old World where they're made into those manufactured goods. So, for example, on the activity last week, you had a diagram at the bottom of your mercantilism activity, and it gave you 3 logs, a table, and then you had to fill in how it worked. So the colony is going to cut down those logs, send it to the mother country. The mother country is going to make that table, and then unfortunately, the colonists are going to be required to buy that table. So the colonists, even though they have their own wood, can't make those manufactured goods. They have to be bought from the mother country. So there are also tensions that are building up between that mercantilistic thought process between the mother country and the colonists. Now, I want you to write down the following essential question. How did the environment influence early settlement patterns, and what effect did that have on the economy of each colonial region? So think about those different geographic features from the first week of school: mountains, oceans, lakes, rivers, flatlands, valleys. How does that influence where you live? And then would you want to live somewhere with fertile soil, lots of water, or other natural resources? So we're actually going to be looking at how the environment affected them and caused them to move to different places. So your first activity is to label the 13 colonies and to create a key for that. So it's very important that you do that so we can continue discussing these essential questions. Okay, have a good day.